I know. I'm looking kind of crazy. This is me in the morning, no makeup, and also my eye mask. Um, I meditate in my garden whenever I can, especially early. The first hour that I wake up, I try to get out within that hour and get about 10 minutes of sun. Now with meditating, I wear an eye mask, and I've got like 5 different eye masks because I did an experiment with it to find out which one's the best. Um, so eye masks help you actually get deeper into your meditation, and it also can help you reset. There are all these eye points, and it's linked to your neurovasculars, also your adrenals and your kidneys, your ability to rest. And so that just that little pressure really helps. And there's these things called neurovasculars where it helps pull the energy up because it pulls all of the neurons up. And so sometimes I just have my eye mask on the top of my head here, like my forehead, because there's all these points on your forehead. And this is really helpful too if you have high blood pressure. So eye mask. This one here, I just have like a gel on it that helps but sometimes when I put it in the refrigerator and it's cool. But this one here, I don't like as much because it's just kind of flat and it does give that pressure the whole way. But I love the eye masks that, now I need to probably just do another video to show you guys like just all about eye masks. But the ones that have a rim around it, like a foam, and that's because then it really touches all of these points here. Yeah, and so I think like if you've been following me since January, I have some posts with just the eye mask on because that was when I was integrating from my out-of-body experience and I was so light sensitive. So anyways, when I meditate or like when I'm gardening throughout the time, sometimes I just need to reset and I just pull it down and just take a few deep breaths there. But today I wanted to talk to you about a new challenge. So I am in the process of reinventing myself, rebuilding, renewing, and getting in touch with what my dreams and desires are now. I heard this podcast with Amy Porterfield and Shanta Grant, and it really helped me put into perspective about getting aligned with your dreams and also how to like not juggle so many things. And right now I'm really working on doing less to have more instead of more to accomplish more, because that just doesn't work for me. And I'm actually doing the opposite of what I've been doing, reprogramming, repatterning, and breaking the patterns. And so this time is really like a deep time for me because on July 24th was when I opened up Soyu Boutique for the first, like this was like when I was 24, and I didn't know what I was doing. All I knew was I had a dream, and somehow it all came together really quickly within like 3 months, in which I opened up a clothing store, and it was called Soyu Boutique. It was in Springfield, Missouri, and at that time there weren't very many boutiques, especially for younger people, and I had just moved back to Missouri from Florida, and I didn't want to stay in Missouri, but my mom was like, well, why don't you open up a clothing store because you love to shop so much. At that time I really loved to shop, you guys, and you're such so good at finding bargains and things like that. And so I opened up a clothing store, and you know, I think about it now, every girl's dream, well not every, but a lot of girls' dreams is to have a clothing store, and men is to have a bar. And so by Pier Act of God, I opened up this clothing store with no credit, and also really very little investment, very little funds. But I grew this store, and it became one of the places to go to shop. At that time I was such a socialite, and then I closed it down because I wanted to get out of Missouri. I wanted to start over. It was misery for me. I was never intending to stay, and somehow I did, and things just lined up for me to close down. And it wasn't because I had to. It was just for me to evolve. And then after that I moved here to Colorado. So right now I have to close down my shop again. In some ways, I'm forced to, because the new landlords are tearing it down and building new infrastructure there. And it's a 3-year project. So I know now, though, because of all of my spiritual work, that it's all in divine order for me, and it is also seasonal. So for you, this may be the case too, because a lot of us are right now being moved to do our work. This year, the year 22, means alignment and dreams come true. So some things have to go away. For your new life to begin, you have to give up the old. But this is hard, and actually this last month has been really hard for me, because I don't do well with grief. But grief is a great transformer. Grief is a great transformer. So this last month, I was really frozen. I didn't know what to do, and I was in fear. At the same time, because of these laws that I know it has to happen, but it's not easy. I can't spiritually bypass my shit either. And it's about letting go. So I was never taught really to write down my dreams or to dream. It was always just to do what is necessary to survive, because I was born during the end of the Vietnam War. And so that biologically energy is instilled in me most of my life, because my brother, who's born 3 years later, he and I do not operate the same. I am always in survival, thinking things won't last, and that I always have to do something else to create and make money and thrive and hustle, because that was how my mom was when she was pregnant. And there's a biology in belief book. It's called Biology in Belief by Bruce Lipton, where he talks about that DNA and coding. So I'm getting off on a tangent. You know I do this because information comes in so fast, and I just want to share. So in this podcast with Amy and Shanti, Amy talks about how Mel Robbins had this women's group, and she had them write down 5 things that they want. We all talk about, what do you want? What do you want? Or like all the greats too tell you that you got to know what you want. All the spiritual teachers, you got to know what you want. And even though I've been playing with this, most of the things that I want are instilled in me from society, social aspects, and also other influences, but truly not what my soul wants. So the challenge is to do it for 100 days. If you really want to make a change, it's actually 63 days, okay? Because it's 3 sets of 21 cycles, and you have to repeat things. So the breaking point is 63, not 21 days for a new habit, 63. If you can do it for 100 days, it really gets reinstalled and repatterned. So they wrote down for 100 days 5 things that they want. And this is hard because we're not taught to express what we want. Little kids do. They'll tell you what they want, and so freely and so easily, but we don't really know what we want. And you can change it during this time. You can keep it the same, but every single day, 5 things that you want. It could be something for that day. It could be for a month. It could be overall. And the journal prompt that Amy talked about was, if I was deserving, what would I want? If I was deserving, what would I want? So many of us don't believe that we deserve something. We see it from someone else, and you're like, oh, that's nice. Maybe we play with it conceptually, but we really don't believe it. Okay? And the universe doesn't give you just necessarily what you want. It gives you what you believe you deserve. The universe gives you what you believe you deserve. So right now, if I am deserving, what would I want? So for me, I want to be in perfect health. I am whole. I want to build a safe, cozy, beautiful home for my mom, Bella, and I. And right now, I love my home. It's my cottage, and it's been my sanctuary for the last year. It's kind of like my personal retreat, and I manifested this last year. But now I'm in a new phase where I may need a new home in Alabama or here I don't know yet. I'm sitting still to listen and be guided. And then I want to have 1,000 true fans because with business, I don't need 10,000 followers. I just need 1,000 true fans that love me and support me and take action. Okay. I also want to have a trike. And this is a motorcycle that has 3 wheels because I love motorcycles and the sense of freedom. I've always had a thing for it, and recently I sold my scooter, which I actually grieved again because that scooter, its name was Shadow, and I have had many adventures, but it's time for it to go. One is because I can't support it because I'm still so weak right now rebuilding my body because my body's actually really atrophied with this last colitis flare. And I can't ride Isabella on it. So with a trike though, she and I can go riding together. I used to think those things were so ugly and so ridiculous because it's got 3 wheels and it's an imposter, but now I'm like, oh my God, it's so brilliant. So I might even install a sidecar with it for Isabella if she likes it. But yeah, my next phase, this next chapter in reinvention is a trike. Okay, so that's just like a silly thing, right? And then I also want to be able to do family vacations once a year with my family. So that's what I wrote down today. But yesterday was the 22nd, which is an angel day. Every month on the 22nd is an angel day. On the 11th as well, because numbers divisible by 11 are master angel numbers. 11 means new beginnings, and 22 means dreams come true and alignment. So I wrote down 22 things yesterday that I am ready for now, that I want now. So I challenge you to do the same and revisit those 22 heart's desires, which I wrote about in my blog, my newsletter yesterday that went out. So if you're not on my newsletter, please sign up. I don't spam you, and I always try to give you tips that move you forward. And you can join by going onto our website, soyuboutique.net, soyuboutique.net, and I'm getting prepared to do some specials and some announcements, and also some free webinars on energy work to reinstall this energy and to really create and get in touch with your dreams and manifest your dreams. So my challenge to you is to write down 5 things that you want every single day for 100 days. And if you can have like a piece of paper or a prompt, or maybe just having a journal for this part, or starting your day, or starting a journal practice where you write down the 5 things that you want, okay? And then be grateful for what you already have, okay? Be grateful for what you already have. So perhaps putting down 3 things that you're grateful for, small or big, okay? Because gratitude and smiling while you're doing it means that you already have it. Yeah, and so if you already have it, you're not seeking for it. I'm working on this too. I am consciously paying attention to not seeking, but seeing. That's a big soul shift. Not seeking, but seeing, and ending the seeking cycle of seeking. And that's such a wood element in Chinese medicine, to always be seeking and fixing something. And so that right now I'm really shifting and playing with not having to fix anything, and things are as it is. And there's a duality in everything, okay? But just knowing what it is I want, so that the energies can align, the people, the guidance, and the shifts where it syncs up. And I'm not seeking anymore, and I just see my answers. And I'm in knowing. And at the same time, being humble. So these are fun things that I'm just playing with, and I invite you to play with as well. There's lots of shifts in energy, and right now we gotta choose differently. Because if you're choosing the same thing, you're gonna create the same thing. So just choose differently, and then recalibrate. Play play, 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 play. My little girl plays all the time and so imaginary, and like, and she experiments. And kids, if we are in, I mean, kids just don't think about it, you know, they just go into it. They just know what they want. So I invite you to know what you want, and that it's not selfish, because your happiness affects your vibration, and your vibration can infect over 70,000 people. Your vibration can infect over 70,000 people. Being in joy and being in play, but also being in kind and in compassion, will help you attract things to you without you doing it. And this week, last week actually, I really broke through that old energy, and it was consistently doing it because I was really going through a tough 3 weeks with grief. But grief is a great transformer. But if you are consistent, the energy will stick. Not every single day is going to feel great and joy. It's not supposed to, because everything is seasonal, just like the weather, right? We need all of the weather, from rain to wind to sun, even hail and thunderstorms, and fire, and air. And so that has to cycle and has to be a harmonic balance. And really trying not to do the word balance, because balance is different for everyone, but for everything to flow in harmony. So right now, if you were deserving, so say that to yourself, if I am deserving, what do I want? You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be free. You deserve to have peace. You deserve to live the life that you desire. Okay. I love you. May you be free. May you find peace. And may you have grace and courage.